In this video, I'm going to have a look at some odd, old and unusual cassettes and the cases that came in. And I'm going to start with the oldest cassettes. I'll start with this one. This one does look the oldest, even if it's not. And it's interesting simply for its case. That's the sort of case, plastic case it came in. Here it says press to open, and the cassette goes inside there like that. Paper label on top, nothing on the other side. Yeah, this one here comes in a cardboard sleeve, and there's a normal case inside it. No J card, just a cardboard sleeve. Then there is these. They just slide into these plastic cases with a paper label on top. And I've got a couple of them. This one's almost as new, barely unwrapped, and it's got a odd looking shell on the cassette with the window especially being odd, but nice orange hubs on it. And again, same sort of deal here with a paper label and a regular looking shell. This one here also looks like it's got a paper sleeve, but not quite. There's a regular case inside it, and it's got this intricate card wrapped around its shell that wraps around here, and it's got a special insert here to lock on these tabs here. This one's relatively newer compared to the other ones. I think there's a copyright of 1978 on this music here. Then there's this one in a rounded case, rounded edges. And an oddly shaped case here on the bottom. This one here is a Sonic series by Philips from 1969, and what is interesting about it, it's virtually like new. The J card and the cassette, it looks like it hardly wasn't played at all. The pressure pad's just a bit of foam. This here is a TDK SD, and it's from 1972, and it's supposed to be like a hi-fi grade cassette with frequency range from 20 to 20,000 hertz. This is the third generation of the SD. The first generation was made in 1968 by TDK. And it looks like, well, it's 51 years old, it still can do that. Despite being a little hissy, it can still do and go up to that 20,000 hertz. Moving on to this one. What's unusual about this one? It is a chromium dioxide tape, and it requires 70 microseconds equalization, and it does have the type 2 tabs on top of it. It's from 1983, and apparently it was recorded from a digital source. Then there is this Agfa Ferrocolor tapes, and they come with different color labels or J cards, and they supposedly are for different types of music. Not quite sure what the colors represent, but there was a different one for say classical music, pop music, rock music, and so on, and they all had different color labels, J cards, and cases. I think there was a couple of different more colors schemes to the range. Next is this TIAC computer tape CT300 with removable tabs. You can take them out and put them back in. A bit fiddly to get them out, but yeah. And I think these were only recorded on one side. I could be wrong about that. Also, I've tried to research what this notch is here, what this notch does, and I wasn't able to find out anything about it. If you know what this notch does, leave a comment. And this is the tabs removed. This is what they look like. Just little plastic things that pop in there or pop out if you want to record over the program again. Then there's this SNC HQ1 cassette. And this is a pre-recorded cassette from Indonesia. It says Decca on here. And the tape looks like this. BASF. Ferro Super. Next, I've got a TDK head cleaner for cassette recorder, or it would seem so, because inside is a Sony cleaning cassette C1K. And note how it does not have a pressure pad on the cleaning cassette, so obviously they don't want to put too much pressure on the heads while they're cleaning them. 1.5 meters of tape, made in Japan. And here is a made in China cheapo cassette head cleaner with solution, wet type, cleaning cassette, still in its wrapper. Then I've got this blue transparent cassette, and the tape does have a smell of chromium or crayons, but it does not have the type 2 notches in it. Then I've got these tapes here, which are from WEA and Warner Brothers, and they do claim to be cobalt enriched. And they do come in rather attractive looking shells. And this one with the orange tabs, and they are kind of reminiscent of the BASF cassettes with their window being like that as well. And the tape in them is relatively brown, like that. Next is this cassette here, again from Indonesia, made in Indonesia. So what's so unusual about this cassette? High energy hi-fi, it says here. The unusual thing about it is its stereo DBX system, so it's recorded in DBX, and it's the only DBX cassette that I have in my possession. Let's check out the tape quickly. Then I've got this tape here with its gold slip sheet, and apart from the gold slip sheet, there's nothing unusual about it, I suppose. As far as slip sheets go, this is a rather unusual tape. All the writing is on the slip sheet again. And I think this tape is made in Italy. And I have not seen one of these before. As far as these two go, apart from these being recorded on chromium dioxide cassettes, the only thing unusual about them is the case that fits two cassettes side by side. Another cassette that's recorded on chromium dioxide tape, and these are worth getting since they're not making any chrome cassettes anymore, but don't expect every single one you buy to be good or worth recording on. Some of them are damaged and not worth recording on. Then there is CASSETTES. CASSETTES had one or two songs on there, perhaps a special mix of it, like here. 2 songs per side, different mix here, and relatively short tape. Not everyone's seen CASSETTES, I suppose, so that might make it interesting for some viewers. Then there's this one. I find this cassette shell rather attractive for a pre-recorded cassette, with its clear and like fogged up bottom and top there, and the orange lock tabs. I think that is a pretty attractive looking cassette. I'm not sure if this is a recording on chrome tape or not. Maybe not, just a really dark brown tape. This is a head cleaning and capstan cleaning cassette that's supposed to clean your capstan and your pinch roller as well as the heads, and it's by Philips, and I've changed it around and pinched the hubs from it. I've never seen another pinch roller cleaning cassette, and note how it's only got one roller here, nothing here, and the tape just goes from this way around here and that way, and that cleans your pinch roller and your capstan. Very rare, I would imagine. Then there's these cassettes. I've had a few of these. Back in the day, I used to record on them on a boombox. Not the worst boombox, and it did have metal tapes capability, but listening to them now, they don't sound nowhere near as good as what I could record on them now if they were in good condition, because the tape in them has really deteriorated, and these were used in car and so forth, but I'm not sure if this is coming up, but that tape is probably, yeah, just got creases in it all over. And this is probably a better example of what I have left of them. Some of them have heavy railroading or tram tracking or whatever you call it. You can see the lines all over the tape on these, and basically these are unusable these days. While you can record on them, they do not sound good or anywhere like they should or did when they were new. While the highs sound okay, the bass gets distorted really early and easily, and they do sound a little bit funny, like a tape recorded with DBX and played back without DBX. And they can't handle being recorded with noise reduction. Also, I find it interesting if I can get an album on CD as well as cassette to compare the two side by side. Another example of a Cobalt high-tech version cassette in a different shell. And yeah, these are pre-recorded. I can go to YouTube, find the songs that are on here, and whatever I can record on my equipment, it will sound better than what's recorded on there by the record label. And just for laugh, then there is this. And no, it's not a cassette, it's a trivia game. What you'll find inside is these cards with questions and answers that you can play trivia games with your friends. So yeah, just for a laugh. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next or the previous video.